Before we start the movie, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. The movie begins with Amy, a diligent student, who gives her teacher, Cohen, a farewell gift because her teacher is leaving the high school. Cohen praises Amy's academic performance and encourages her to keep working hard so she can get into any college she wants. Amy then asks about the replacement teacher who will take her place. Cohen describes her as a talented teacher and assures Amy that she will enjoy studying with her. The next day, the new teacher, Mary, arrives in class, introduces herself to the students, and gives them a test. She explains that she will follow the lesson plans left by the previous teacher, Cohen. After class, Mary asks a student, Dany, about his declining test scores and tells him that he needs to maintain good grades if he wants to stay on the baseball team. Dany asks if they can discuss this after school, and she agrees. During their conversation, she asks him if he has a girlfriend, to which he responds that he does and that she attends the same school. Mary offers to help him with his studies and tells him she is available on Thursday after school. Dany declines the offer as he had planned to spend the weekend with Amy. She then asks for his phone number so she can assist him with his studies. The next day, Amy is disappointed with her poor test score and approaches her teacher, Mary, asking if she can review her test again, as she needs high grades to secure a university scholarship. However, Mary refuses her request, leaving Amy very worried. As a result, Amy decides to prioritize her academic goals over her relationship with Dany, and tells him that she won't be able to spend much time with him because she is busy with her studies and exams. Dany feels frustrated and argues that grades aren't everything. Amy disagrees, explaining that her family's financial struggles make scholarships crucial for her, unlike his situation, where his parents cover all his education expenses. Dany then gives her a keepsake gift for their anniversary and leaves, feeling hurt, which further adds to his frustration. At that moment, his teacher, Mary, pulls up in her car, and he ends up going with her to a bar, where she encourages him to drink alcohol with her and promises not to tell anyone. The next day, Amy is once again frustrated when she receives another low grade, making her suspect that Mary has something against her and is deliberately giving her low scores. She goes looking for Dany to talk to him, and at that moment, she sees Dany having an unusual conversation with the teacher, which raises her suspicions even more. That night, while Dany is with Mary, he tells her that his coach might kick him off the baseball team, but she reassures him that if he improves his grades, he will remain on the team. Mary sympathizes with him, understanding the pressure from his parents to get into a prestigious college like Stanford. Later, Amy meets with Dany and tells him that Mary is grading her tests unfairly, giving her low scores despite her efforts. Dany questions why Mary would do that, and Amy looks at him in frustration. Dany then heads to class, leaving her there. In the evening, Dany visits Mary, and they talk. He asks her if she is deliberately giving Amy low grades, but Mary responds by asking what Amy told him. He replies that there was nothing specific. They spend time together. The next day, Dany is kissing Mary, and when he turns around, he sees Amy watching them from outside the house. Amy is shocked and runs to her car to leave. Dany rushes after her, trying to stop her from leaving. He follows Amy to her house and struggles to calm her down and justify his betrayal, but Amy tells him she can never trust him again. Dany begs her to give him a chance and promises to fix things. The next day, teacher Mary apologizes to Amy, admitting that she made a mistake in grading her exams and had given her a low score. Amy responds sarcastically, pointing out that this apology won't fix what she is doing with Dany. After that, Mary goes to the principal and reports Amy, claiming that she is being disrespectful toward her. The principal says she will talk to Amy about it, but Mary insists that she will try to handle it herself. In the parking lot, Dany approaches Amy to check on her. She tells him that Mary raised her test scores as soon as she realized that Amy had seen them kissing. Dany feels guilty and assures her that he plans to break up with Mary that night. Amy tells him that after he breaks up with her, he is welcome to discuss their relationship. That night, Dany texts Mary to meet him at the park. Mary feels excited upon receiving the message. When they meet, Dany tells her that he does not approve of how she treated Amy and that he has to break up with her. Despite Mary's attempts to convince him to stay, he walks away, leaving her crying in despair. Overcome with rage, Mary gets into her car and speeds toward him, running him over and killing him. She quickly hides his body, cleans the blood from her car, and secretly smears Dany's blood onto Amy's car without her knowing. Early the next morning, the police discover Dany's body and begin investigating his case thoroughly. Meanwhile, Amy keeps trying to call Dany, but he doesn't answer. A short while later, her mother informs her that the police called them that morning. They had found Dany's body. The police request Amy and her mother to come to the station. At the station, Amy meets Dany's mother, who blames her for her son's death. Tensions rise, but the police step in to calm them down. During questioning, Amy tells the police that Dany had planned to come to her house after breaking up with Mary. The officer is shocked by her statement and asks if she has any proof of Dany's relationship with the teacher. Later, the police visit Mary at her home, but she denies having any relationship with Dany, claiming that Amy is making false accusations against her. Mary also adds that Amy's behavior had changed over the past week. The next day, the police visit Amy's house to ask her more questions, but they find Dany's blood on her car. Amy is shocked and doesn't know how to respond, leading to her arrest for Dany's death. Later, her father requests the court to release her on bail until a verdict is reached, and his request is granted. Afterward, Amy tells her parents the whole truth, that Mary was the one who killed Dany. That night, Amy devises a plan to make Mary confess to her crime. She sneaks into Mary's house while hiding her phone to record the confession. However, Mary discovers the recorder, becomes furious, and approaches Amy with a knife to kill her. At that moment, the police intervene, disarm her, and arrest her just in time. Later, the police uncover that this was not Mary's first incident with students. She had successfully hidden her past before moving to another state. And that was the end of our movie. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content.